In this lecture, we are going to discuss another two smart materials. I will start with magneto and electrostrictive materials. So these magneto or electrostrictive materials will change its shape when it is subjected to any magnetic or electric field. Okay. So when the magnetic or electric field is applied, then the opposite charges will get attached and a deformation takes place. For example, when an electric field is applied here, then it will form a straight line so that the length will be increased and the thickness will be decreased. Okay, so this is the property of magneto or electrostrictive material. Okay. So the reason is the magnetostriction is the property of a ferromagnetic material that causes them to change their shape or dimensions during the process of magnetostation. So magnetic material means when a magnetic field is applied, then it will change its shape and dimensions. So the ferromagnetic materials are subjected to the magnetostriction, and in some cases the reciprocal phenomenon will occur. So which means when the displacement is applied, the electric field is produced. Okay, so that phenomenon is called as Villari effect. Okay. So it changes its magnetic properties when it is subjected to load. So in case of magnetostrictive, then it will change its shape when it is subjected to magnetic field. Then in the case of Villari effect, it will change its magnetic property when it is subjected to any external load. Okay, so this is magnetostrictive material. So for vibration control, we can use the magnetostrictive actuators for giving actuation in case of active vibration control, and the life of magnetostrictive actuators are relatively high comparing with the other actuators, and it's highly precise. Okay, but the restriction about magnetostrictive actuators is it can be used only for the compressive load. Okay, then to increase the efficiency of the magnetostrictive actuators, we can use the concept pre-stressing. Pre-stressing means we have to compress the magnetostrictive material before the application of magnetic field. Okay, so that we will get some high efficiency. So in the earlier days, the cobalt and some alloys are used as magnetostrictive materials. So if you take cobalt, then it will deform 60 micron at room temperature. Okay, then nowadays it is replaced with terphenol D. Okay, so the displacement of terphenol D is 2000 microstrain. Okay, so it is comparatively high comparing with the cobalt. So nowadays the magnetostrictive actuators have terphenol D as the smart material. So this is the cobalt, and this is the actuator for terphenol D actuator. Okay, so here terphenol D is used as a smart material for the actuation purpose. So the mechanism has three steps. So the first step is, so that is the magnetostrictive mechanism has three steps. The first step is the domain walls will migrate within the material when the external field is applied. Okay, so that is the first step, the migration of domain walls. Then the second step is it will start to rotate. Okay, so based on the magnetic field, then it will start to rotate and it changes its length of the material. Okay, so this is the first stage, the migration of the domain walls. Then once the magnetic field is applied, it starts to rotate and it is forming a lengthy structure. So here E is the displacement. Okay, so that is what we have discussed earlier. For cobalt it is 60 microstrain, and for terphenol it is 2000 microstrain. So the next third step is when a small compressive load is applied, then it will completely force the system to form a lengthy one. Okay, so in some of the cases the system needs some external force to form or to change its dimension. So in that case, if a small compressive load is applied, then it will form a straight line and it will change the shape and dimensions of the object. So these three are the mechanism of magnetostriction. Then electrostrictive materials. So in the case of magnetostrictive materials, we have used magnetic field to change the shape and dimensions of the material. In the case of electrostrictive materials, then we can use the electricity for changing its shape and size. So you can see that this is the normal state. When the electric field is applied, so this material will arrange and it will change its dimensions. Okay. So the domains will be attract to each other, thus reducing the material thickness in the direction of the applied magnetic field. So it will change its material thickness in the direction of the applied magnetic field and elongation in the perpendicular direction. For example, if the electric field is applied like this, then the thickness will be reduced and the length will be increased. That is what it is mentioned here. It will reduce the thickness of the material in the direction of applied magnetic field, and the elongation will be increased in the perpendicular direction. Okay. So the common materials used as electrostrictive smart materials is lead, magnesium, neobate lead titanite, PM and PT, and PLZT. So among these two, the PM and PT will produce 100 micrometer under 2 millivolt per meter. Okay. So this is the equation for electrostrictive materials to calculate the strain. So here eta is the strain and E is the applied magnetic field, and it's a constant based on the material. Okay. So PM and PT is the material which produce high strain when it is subjected to small amount of electric fields. So in vibration control, the magnetostrictive and electrostrictive materials can be used as actuators. Okay, we know that in active control we need a sensor, we need a data acquisition system, we need a power amplifier, and finally we need a actuator to supply the opposite force. Okay, so whenever you need a actuator with low frequency, that is 1 to 10 Hz frequency, then this magnetostrictive or electrostrictive actuators can be used. Then this MS actuator can be achieved a 0.5 to 4 mm of displacement, and it can supply a force of 0.5 to 6 kilonewton. The force is relatively high because the frequency is low, so the force is high, so it is actually in kilonewton. So you can apply a force of 6000 Newton with the help of the magneto or electrostrictive material. So this is the example for magneto and electrostrictive actuators. The next smart material is shape memory alloys. So the property of shape memory alloys is, from the name itself you can identify, it will remember its shape. Okay, so shape memory alloys are plastically deformed at one temperature. They will completely recover their original shape on being raised to a higher temperature. Okay, so it will deform plastically at one temperature, and when the temperature is removed or if it is heated, then it will come back to its original shape. Okay, so in recovering their shape, the alloy can produce displacement or force. So when it changes its shape, it can produce displacement as well as force. Okay, so this amount of displacement and force is based on the amount of temperature applied. Okay, so in some of the alloys, these two can be possible. So you can produce displacement as well as force. So this is an example. You can see the structure of the wire, and it is heated. So when it is heated, it changes its shape within a fraction of a second. You can see that. So that is actually its original shape. So we have deformed it at room temperature, and when it is heated, it is automatically coming back to its original shape. So that is the beauty of shape memory alloys. It will remember its shape. So you can see that. So you can see the animation. So when it is heated, when the heat is applied, it will change its shape, and at room temperature it will be in another state. So it has two phases. One is high temperature phase and another one is low temperature phase. So obviously the high temperature phase is called as austenite and the low temperature phase is called as martensite. So this is the transaction of temperature. So when the temperature is increased, it starts from it starts to convert from austenite to martensite. Okay, so remember that this is your room temperature, and when the temperature is applied here, so AF means austenite finish temperature and MS means martensite start temperature and MF means it is martensite finish temperature. So you can see the atom structure. So here it's a complete square section, and here it is in zigzag model. So when it converts, it starts to convert from a square to zigzag model, then its shape and dimensions are getting changed. So that is why the shape of shape memory alloys is changed, and when it is heated, then it will come back to its original shape. So this is the meaning for MF, MS, AS and AF. So when the material starts from room temperature, so when it is cooled, then it will come back to AF, and it's going to, when it is heated, then it will come to MS, then it will move to MF, then once if it is cooled again, then from MF it will come to AS and it will come back to AF. So it will not come back to its initial state. Okay, so this amount is the energy loss. So you might have seen this hysteresis loop in your materials. Then this is the amount of energy loss. So the most commonly used shape memory alloys is nickel and titanium alloys. So the beautiful property about nickel and titanium alloys is it has two properties. One is shape memory alloy effect and another one is super elasticity. So it has a super elastic properties, and all these properties depends on the phase change. Okay, because it changes from austenite to martensite. Okay, so that is the important property, and because of that property only it has super elasticity as well as shape memory effect. So super elasticity means it has a high elastic property. So as we have seen in the animation, so it came back to its original shape when it is subjected to any external temperature. So within a fraction of second it comes back to its original shape. That is called as high elastic properties. So this is then another example. So here you can see a wire with some deflection. When an electric field is applied, a 9 volt of electric field is applied. So obviously we know that when we conduct electric field, then the temperature will be increased. So here the 9 volt of electric field is applied. So the temperature of the wire is increased. So the wire came back to its original position. So because of the shape memory effect, this shape memory alloys can be used as bones in bioengineering. So in bones, this shape memory alloys can be used. Then for reinforcement of arteries and veins, then these shape memory alloys can be used. The second application is anti-scalding protection. So in some of the high temperature fluid carrying applications, we can use the shape memory valves to avoid some failures. Then for fire security and protection systems also we can use the shape memory effect, because once the temperature is increased, the valve will automatically close and it will not allow the high temperature fluid to pass over it. Okay, so that is why these shape memory alloys are used in anti-scalding and fire security applications. Then in vibration control, this shape memory alloys can be used as a actuator and damper. So in case of actuator, the temperature will be given so that the displacement can be produced. In case of damper, by adjusting the temperature, then we can adjust the stiffness of the shape memory alloy. So this is the example actuator. So this is actually a shape memory alloy, and when the temperature is applied, then it will deform and it will change its dimensions. So this is a shape memory wire. So this is an beautiful application. You can see that. So this shape memory wire is connected here. When the supply is provided to the wire, then it will change its shape and it will lift the load. Okay, so in case of loading applications, the shape memory wire is used. The last smart material is electromagnetic. So it's very rare. It is used in some of the vehicles to generate electricity. So the electromagnetic motors are used in each wheels, and it allows regeneration of power by using the motor as generator. So we can use it as a motor as well as we can use it as a generator. So in most of the dampers, the energy is not utilized, because while the motion occurs, the kinetic energy is converted, and the kinetic energy is further converted into electric energy in the electromagnetic generator. So we can use a spring to provide some cushioning effect. So this is the working principle. So the principle is when a magnetic field is passed through a coil, it will produce a voltage and current. So when the magnetic field starts to moving, then a current will be produced. So this is how it generates the electricity, and this material is used in regeneration of electricity by using smart materials. So in nowadays the researchers are focusing on the generation of power from the shock absorber. So in that case, they will use this material, this electromagnetic material, and they will produce electricity by using by providing any force or displacement as the input.